Hi, I'm Dr. Lori Schwartz-Reichel. My career began in music education, where I learned the importance of a key change, a shift, in the tonal center of a piece of music, often used to inject energy or produce significance. Eventually, I realized the impact of making key changes in all areas of my life and the desire to help others do the same. Making key changes can be difficult. I certainly don't have all the answers, but I do like to pose questions for reflection and offer actionable key changes for us to attempt in both our working and living situations. Together, we can unlock our greatest potential in collaboration with those we love, serve, and lead. Let's discover how we can grow together by making key changes. Last episode, we talked about something that's impacting so many people right now: burnout. And it's not just adults being impacted. Children of various ages are experiencing it too. We unpacked the three core components of burnout: exhaustion, cynicism, and inefficacy, and explored how burnout is about so much more than simply being tired. I've spoken about burnout on countless previous episodes, so feel free to go back and review a few of those. Today, I want to continue that conversation by focusing on something equally important: what happens after you recognize burnout. Because awareness is important, but awareness alone doesn't create change. And one of the hardest parts about burnout is that recovery doesn't happen overnight. You don't suddenly wake up one morning energized, confident, and fully restored just because you finally admitted you were burned out. Well, maybe you do for a day or two, but that enthusiasm may fade over time if it isn't supported daily. Recovery is often slower than people expect, and sometimes frustratingly slower than we want. One of the biggest misconceptions about burnout is that rest alone fixes it. And while rest absolutely matters, burnout recovery usually requires more than a weekend off, a vacation away, or even a temporary break. Because burnout often changes the way people see themselves. It impacts confidence, it impacts motivation, and it impacts identity. People who once felt capable start second-guessing themselves. People who used to feel energized begin feeling detached. And people who were once highly productive may suddenly struggle to focus on even small tasks. Disengagement can begin to occur. And that can feel incredibly discouraging, especially for high achievers, caregivers, and leaders. Because many people experiencing burnout are used to being the dependable one, the capable one, or the one others rely on. So when burnout affects someone's ability to function the way they used to, it can feel deeply personal. But burnout recovery is not about getting back to who you were. Sometimes it's about becoming more aware of what you need to move forward and regain your confidence. And that's an important distinction. As we always do on this podcast, reflection is a core aspect of making meaningful change in our lives. Burnout has a way of making people question themselves. It can make confident people feel uncertain, motivated people feel disconnected, and productive people feel like they're underperforming. But rebuilding after burnout isn't about becoming who you were before. It's about learning what you need to move forward in a healthier, more sustainable way. Because confidence doesn't return all at once. It's rebuilt gradually through small actions, healthy routines, support, and self-awareness. Here are 5 key changes that can help us rebuild after burnout and regain our confidence. Key change number 1, start small. When people feel burned out, even simple tasks can feel overwhelming. Focus on small wins. Complete one task, then another. Small progress helps rebuild momentum. It's like the analogy of making your bed, then moving on to another task in your home or workplace. Or it could be as simple as getting out of bed before you make it. Key change number 2, reestablish routines. Burnout often disrupts sleep, focus, boundaries, and daily habits. Come back to the basics consistently. Set a bedtime. Take a daily walk. Read for 20 minutes. Or even wash your face before heading to bed. That's something I often let slip when I feel burned out. Structure creates stability. Key change number 3, talk to someone. Burnout grows in isolation. We've mentioned this a few times on the podcast. So talk to a friend, mentor, colleague, or mental health professional. Sometimes being heard helps people feel less stuck. Key change number 4, recognize what drains your energy. Pay attention to who or what constantly leaves you feeling depleted. Not every commitment, responsibility, expectation, or relationship is sustainable. Awareness helps you make healthier adjustments. And key change number 5, give yourself credit. Burnout can make people focus only on what they're not doing. Take time to recognize what you are doing. Identify your effort, growth, and progress. Confidence rebuilds when people begin acknowledging what's going well, not just what feels difficult. If you're rebuilding after burnout right now, remember that recovery takes time. Confidence is built like a muscle through small key changes that help us grow. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might need the reminder that burnout recovery is possible. Check out more episodes of the Making Key Changes podcast, where I regularly dive into topics about burnout and confidence to help individuals and teams unlock their greatest potential. If you want more tools and strategies like this, be sure to subscribe to the Making Key Changes podcast and newsletter. And if you're planning a conference, professional development session, or workshop and want to build a culture of reflective, confident leadership, I'd love to partner with you. I always appreciate hearing from listeners and continuing the conversation. How are we making key changes to rebuild after burnout and regain our confidence? Thanks for listening. If you haven't done so yet, please consider rating and reviewing the Making Key Changes podcast on the Apple Podcast app. If you found this episode helpful, please consider sharing it with others and joining me again next week. In my coming episodes, I'll discuss topics that are most passionate to me, along with things I've been researching or areas of my life I have changed or want to change. You can learn more about me on my website, makingkeychanges.com. Feel free to message me through there or reach out on social media. I'd love to hear from you and learn about what key changes you hope to make.